This is the foundation coming at you with a pre-draft video. The combine just started, so I kind of watching that now. I don't watch wall to wall. I kind of just pay attention to certain things like the medicals. Someone I could be rooting for that I would love the Cowboys to pick, and the next you find out that it could be something debilitating or something they have to fix, and could slow down his progress. Or even so yeah, that would be the thing that I wouldn't want. We go into mini camp, rookie mini camp, and or into training camp, and the next we gotta fix that. So that's the thing I work. I kind of am paying attention to. And there's a couple guys in this draft that fits that mold that I would like to have on my team, but that's that thing scary a little bit. Also, no pun intended, someone I could be high on, not literally, but, you could be very, very high on, and next thing the off the field issues come up. You find out that you talk to one of his coaches or his position coach or somebody on staff that says, you cannot let this kid out of your sight. And if it's that, then I really don't want no part of that guy. Just because of what happened, just because of what happened to us the last couple of years. Now, not saying they have to be a choir boy. It's just something like, can we live with, as long as we don't gotta babysit the kid, then I'm fine. If the Cowboys don't gotta send babysitters after him, then I'm fine. Then I should be fine with that pick and all that. So yeah. And there's a couple of players there's maybe a couple of players that I haven't heard any super red flags or fire alarms about it, but other than probably that Mixon kid, the running back, but we got a running back. So yeah, so yeah, that's the things I look. And then there's a couple of drills that you want to see and all that, but I don't put all the stock into it. I just like to see if this guy's a defense end, is he that flexible when you run to a certain drill? Is he that flexible? Or does he have that short space speed, like that burst, kind of thing. So that's the thing, and we do pick 28th overall. I'm 1,000% behind the defense. Last year I had a lot of defensive players that I liked. For the last couple of years I had a lot of defensive players that I liked. Especially last year with Zeke. With Zeke was this all about impact. I believe that, and his game changing ability, that he would affect the whole team, and that's how much I believed in the kid, and not taking away from anything anybody else, but that's why the way our team was constructed. That's why I felt like he was the best player in the draft, and I think to be mentioned in the MVP conversation, that says a lot about him. Zeke, great pick. Even a couple of years ago, my favorite player was Aaron Donald, and once he was off the board, I was like Zach Martin, because because it was like Manziel, hell no. I just did not want Manziel. But yeah, that was the thing. Aaron Donald and Zach Martin was like that to me, and it was like, it was kind of the thing, hey, whoever we pick, I'm gonna jump up and down. But I really wanted Aaron Donald. And this year, my favorite player right now is Solomon Thomas, out of Stanford. Man, that kid, he reminds me a little bit of Aaron Donald in a sense, but because the burst and all that, but his speed and power and his relentlessness. Now, it's a fantasy. I know that. I'm not gonna be making videos going, we gotta get Solomon Thomas. We gotta get Solomon Thomas. I'm like, unless he falls to a certain, he falls to 22, 23, then he goes maybe maybe something we can work out. But anyway, I doubt that, but it is, and then it is what it is. And then the other two guys, obviously Garrett and Barnett, they're pretty much, way out of our range. But again, going quickly back to Solomon Thomas, I think he's gonna be a type of player when they look back at this draft, they're gonna be a high debate on should have he been like when they say, oh, should have he been the first overall pick. Like, I think that's kind of the debate that he's gonna present. Another guy that could be, it all depends on what the favor is of the other teams and all that, and what they weigh out in their grades of need and best player available. Taco Charlton. I like watching Michigan football. I think this kid, he could make an immediate impact on the team and all that. So, and these are two guys that, one guy right now is like McKinley out of UCLA. He looks like a playmaker. I mean, he is a playmaker. Now this is where the medical kicks in. The shoulder has been questioned if, does it scare other teams off? And do the Cowboys, hopefully the Cowboys do their work and homework and go, is it passable? Not passable, but does he pass with flying colors? The shoulder pass with flying colors. So that can be a thing. Also, Harris, he from what I've seen, from what I read, with Cowboys.com and other things and all that, he sounds like a Marinelli guy and I watched some highlight. He looks like a kid that is not going to take any plays off. I watched a couple games, didn't get to see every game, but he is a relentless son of a gun. He will not take off a play, so that could be a Marinelli guy that he would love to have and all that. And the guy that's been mostly mocked in our area has been Carl Lawson. Carl Lawson out of Auburn. Again, this goes back to the medical, because that ankle kind of scares me. He could be a starter, a day one starter. Is this the ankle scares me a little bit? If that passes, then hey, take him by all means. So yeah, cornerbacks is another need. Again, Lattimore and Humphrey. Sorry, but there's other guys. Sidney Jones has been mocked to us a couple times. The great thing about it is that he could be he's going to be a day one starter, and Washington Huskies have been producing some good cornerbacks, so that always keeps an eye on that. Also, Tabor, he's been kind of, his stock has been going up and down, and all that. Probably waiting for the pro days and stuff like that. You will probably get a more clearer view on him, on where he might land. White, I love this size, but I think he's more of a second round than anything. One kid that I really like, they don't have him projected in the first round, which is kind of odd, but I like the kid Tankersley out of Clemson, man. I think that kid could, I think he could be a cornerstone player, for our team and all that. He could be pushing for the number one, as far as our cornerbacks on our team and all that, eventually being the number one. Immediate number one, maybe not, but eventually our number one cornerback, yes. So yeah, he's a guy and all that. In fact, just real quick, if I had to put my 5 players that I would absolutely love to have on our team, but it's any position, this by any position and all that. Solomon Thomas, number 1. Mike Williams, the wide receiver. Howard, the tight end out of Alabama. Tankersley, and then Desmond King. Desmond King actually was my second favorite player last year. If he would have come out, I had him maybe like this behind Zeke. him being so relentless and so physical that I was like, you know, and if when back then everybody's talking about the Cowboys trading back, and I was like, man, in you know, this was like like before he didn't commit to the NFL and all that. I was like, man, this kid looks like a game changer and all that. His stock had fallen mightily. What got a little bit exposed was his catch-up speed when going deep. So that's why they're thinking of changing him from a cornerback to a safety, which, hey, that's why he's still one of my favorite players, because we need a safety. And again, he's such a physical kid that he'll mix it up, and he'll attack the ball and everything like that. So that's why I would love to. I mean, second round probably, but yeah. And then, like I said, Tankersley is my favorite cornerback in this class. So yeah, that's the guys I've been looking at the most. Second, again, this defensive end class is very, very deep. I mean, that's really quick. This kid Tona Passing, something like that. I get a hard time with his name. But watching him in Senior Bowl, then after I watched a couple games and then saw his highlights, there's something about this kid that could be like, how did we like for instance, Richard Sherman kind, or for that matter, trying to think of another player that was like second, third round. But anyway, like you go back and it's like how he wasn't picked in the first round, like in that kind of sense and all that, and Smoot is another kid. And Deshaun Hall, another guy, played opposite Miles Garrett and all that. So there's a lot of defensive ends and all that. I just hope we get the most impactful one that we can get, So yeah, so that's my thing, And then again, I don't turn a blind eye to superior talent. But one thing is scary. If you guys follow Dane Brugler on CBS Sports, he actually had his last two mock draft has Howard on our draft, and I'm like, damn it, we need defense more than anything. But then at the same time, it's like, how do you ignore this guy's talent? His immediate impact and future. I mean, he could be all pro. That's how this kid could be. But I'm like, oh my god. But at the same time too, I don't want him going to a division rival and anything like that. So it's like, so I hope somebody else sees what I see and just go, hey, we need to take this guy. Not the Giants, not the Packers, not the Philadelphia Eagles, not the Washington Redskins. The other playoff teams out there and stuff like that. Jacksonville take them on. Tennessee, you guys need them. Man. But anyway, yeah. Probably go do more in depth about the other players, but yeah, that's my video. All right. Mahalo for watching. Bonnie, all the boys, and go Cowboys.